What is this hidden real estate market that people are starting to talk about, but not enough people who are looking to make a move actually understand? If you're thinking of making a move out of Nassau County or into a larger house right here, you need to know the hyper-local details and all the secret sauce. Welcome back to our semi-annual real estate market update. Today we're going to talk about all the activity that's happened over the first half of the year compared to what happened at the same time last year. Understand that the numbers are going to be drastically different and out of line because what we dealt with last year were pandemic numbers, and all the mainstream media is trying to show you those huge gaps. We're going to tell you the secret. Let's talk luxury. The luxury market here on Long Island has seen more activity in the past 6 months than I have seen in my entire career. And I'm an old dog. I've been doing this since 1997. Let's look at the top sale in Nassau County in the first half of the year. $20,100,000 up in Great Neck. The number 10 sale in the last 6 months. $4.5 million over in Sands Point. And we've got a couple on the South Shore, most of them up on the North Shore. Luxury market has been moving at an extraordinary rate compared to what it's done in previous years. Part of that is a lot of people from the city moving out here, and we've even got some people coming in from out of town. Austin, Texas, believe it or not, is still the number one import. We are still the number one importer of people from Austin, Texas, due to all these high-paying jobs that are actually in New York City. People leaving Austin, coming to New York. It's the number 5 highest source of people coming to Long Island. So let's talk a little bit about the actual inventory we're dealing with. And we're going to have all these numbers on our website, so feel free to go over, take a look, download your free report. Active listings right now, as of the end of June, there were 9,783 listings active. That is a 14% increase from the previous year. But remember, that is really not that drastic. Last year at this time, people were not putting their homes on the market because most realtors weren't even allowed to go out and show the homes. So we had that freeze, we had that lockdown, and we didn't participate in the real estate business as much. Second half numbers are going to be drastically different because once the gloves came off, we started going crazy. So that number is actually up 14%. When we look at pending listings, again, this is why you can't trust these crazy numbers. Pending listings for the first half of the year up 111%. We went from just under 1,900 at this point last year to almost 4,000 right now. Now that 4,000 number is probably up about 6 or 5% from what is typically averaged during the course of the last 5 or 10 years. We can get you those numbers as well if you'd like real specifics about your hyperlocal market. And then what is closed? We're up almost 100%. We've almost doubled. We've had just over 3,100 homes have closed already in Nassau County in this calendar year. So up 95% from just over 1,600 last year. Again, that number is probably up somewhere between 6 and 8%. We can get you those exact numbers. So let's talk about the numbers that are most intriguing to people. Everybody wants to know what's their house worth. Now, we've seen a drastic increase in prices. We've seen bidding wars. Over the last 2 weeks, though, leading into the beginning of July, we've actually seen a pretty substantial slowdown. And why is that? Holidays are here, summer's here. And for the most part, people who buy here in Nassau County, we see a surge every year that leads to people closing in August and very early September. And why is that? In most cases, it has to do with children and them going to school, being in the school and in the school system and in the house prior to the first day of school. So August is historically the busiest closing month of the year. But right now we're seeing a slowdown. We're starting to see some inventory creeping up a little bit in certain towns. But the slowdown has happened. We had horrible weather 4th of July weekend. Open houses were non-existent. I got a lot of buyers who signed up with us late in June panicking already, saying, where's my line? Where are my multiple offers? Let's drop the price. Don't panic. Understand that real estate is a process and not an event. There's a good chance if your home is priced properly, you will get multiple offers. I don't foresee 20, 30 offers on every property anymore because of the fact that life is starting to calm down a little bit because people are starting to live their regular routines and the desperation is no longer there. But we do still see a lot of activity, so be patient, pay attention. So with the average sale price in the last 12 months, we've seen a 10% increase. Mind-blowing to me how these numbers keep going through the roof. But again, when we look at the pent-up demand, the low interest rates, and the extremely low inventory, because most people who are selling are unsure of where they're going next. They would love to take that extra equity out of the house, but where do they go next? And do they get roped into having to overpay for something else? Something to talk to your local expert about. Median price, that's the mid number. When we look at all the homes that sell, we cut that list in half. What's right in the middle? $655,000. That number is up 12% from last year. So the high-end market is pulling that number up. The entry-level market is raising in value as well. Average time on the market. What would you expect if you were to put your house on the market today? How long would it take to sell? Based on the averages, even with all of these multiple offer situations with homes coming off the market in a week or two, we're still seeing just over 2 months as the average time on the market. Now that number is down to about 23% from last year, which is substantial. 90 days is kind of the long-term norm going back historically. 65 days is still a good number, but why are we hearing about 65 days compared to 7 to 10? Well, there's a lot of people out there who are trying to take advantage of the market and falsely overly inflating the price of their house. Those homes are sitting on the market, and as a result, there's still a substantial percentage of the market that's actually expiring after 6 months, which drags that number way up. Don't be one of those people. Month's supply of inventory. This is one of the two most important indicators when it comes to the state of the market. Month's supply of inventory and interest rates. Right now, we are down 44% from last year to 2.2 months. Now, a standard market is 6 months, where it's not a buyer or a seller's market. Anything less than 6 months leans heavy towards the sellers. We're down to 2.2 months, just over about 9 weeks. Think about it. If everything that was on the market today and nothing new came on the market, we'd be sold out of inventory in just over 9 weeks. This is the reason why people are craving more inventory, talking about an inventory shortage. It's not because new homes aren't going up, which is an issue, and thank goodness, because of all the lumber prices starting to come back to reasonable, it's been a huge help. Builders are allowed to start building again. So as we see that number start to creep up, which we expect to happen over the next 12 months, the demand obviously will change a little bit. We're looking at an average sale to list price ratio, what the asking price is compared to the accepted offer, 99.38%. Again, asking over bid, multiple bids on homes, that's driving that number up as well. And then when we look at one of the more important ones, especially for the home buyer, what's the average mortgage rate? According to bankrate.com, as of the 1st of July, 3.16 was the national average. Now, yes, we've gone up a quarter or a third of a point in the last few months. That number is actually down from this point last year, or historically we've seen rates in the 4s. If you're looking at a rate in the 3s, now yes, a quarter of a point change will cost you a reasonable amount of money, but understand these are historically low numbers. This is almost like the banks giving money away for free and encouraging you, if you have fair credit or good credit, to great credit and have a reasonable down payment. All things you need to pay attention to. Now, what is this hidden market that some people are starting to hear about, and I'm getting a few inquiries about on a regular basis? The hidden market really isn't hidden. It's as a result of, like I mentioned before, expired listings, properties that have come off the market, people who weren't able to get their price in the past and have withdrawn their listings and decided they might stay put a little bit longer, the foreclosure market, and even locals who are selling by owner. These are all people who actively are looking to sell their home. They're just not being aggressive about it. They're saying, hey, when the right person comes along, I don't want to show my house to 50 people. I don't want to parade all these strangers through my home. I don't want to have to do all the hard work to make a home truly presentable to get top dollar for it. Ask your real estate expert if they know of anything that's kind of off the market. You'll find exclusive listings from other companies. You'll find expired listings. If these agents are smart, they will pursue these past sellers who changed their mind. We don't know why they changed their mind. Maybe they truly had a change of life and said they're staying put. Maybe they got frustrated or stressed out. Things that many people complain about with a realtor. Understand that a good buying agent can work with you to get you access to so many more pieces of property that you never would have thought you could find if you're just searching around online. Find yourself a local expert, get dug into their systems, their tools, their processes, and find out the best opportunities to take advantage of your position to purchase a new home today. As always, if you like what we're doing, please hit that like or subscribe or follow button so that we could show up in your inbox every month and you don't have to go searching for us. I get calls on a weekly basis. How do I find your videos? Here's the trick. Hit like, hit follow, hit subscribe. If you're on YouTube, hit that bell. You'll get an email from us right away letting us know that there's something new that's relevant to you. As always, we appreciate your time. If you have questions, 516-248-5007. I'm Dean Miller. Go have a great summer.